Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to go through one of the newer TryHackMe rooms called Block. Now, full disclaimer, usually when I go through rooms like this, I do it live for the very first time while I'm making the video. That's kind of my thing. I'm showing you my stumbling around and figuring things out. I do want to be clear. I have completed this room before about a week or 2 weeks ago, but I was very much lost when I was doing it. Like I was able to figure some of it out myself, but had to look at walkthroughs and got pretty dang stuck on it. But I learned a lot in the process. And so what I want to do is I cleared the room. I want to start from scratch. I want us to make notes together as we go through this room. And I want to do the room a second time and see if I can figure it out, maybe with your help. So without any further ado, let me go ahead and share my screen. And here we are. Block, encryption, what encryption? This is going to be more of a forensic room. So let's go ahead and just dive into it. One of our junior system administrators forgot to deactivate 2 accounts from a pair of recently fired employees. We believe these employees used the creds they were given in order to access some of the many private files from our server, but we need a concrete proof. The junior system admin only has a small network capture of the incident and a memory dump of the local security authority subsystem LSASS is what I'm going to call a process. Fortunately for your company, that is all you need. So we can download our task files and everything, but before we do that, let's go ahead and get our note set up. So I'm going to copy this. We're going to jump over to Notion where I make notes, and we will make a new note here, and we'll call this block. If I can type THM, and we'll make it full width, and we'll also just make it full screen. And let's go ahead and start out our scenario. So here is our scenario. And I'll just, actually, let's just put that in a code block. I think it'll look a little bit neater like that. And we'll just change it over to text. And there we go. So we have our scenario set up. And we'll just say, well, we don't need to put our artifacts in here. We'll go ahead and download those artifacts. Let's jump over to this. Let's download our task files. And we will go over to our terminal, CD to TryHackMe, and I might already have a block one from when I did it. Let me just go ahead and we'll remove block and we'll start everything over from scratch. So we'll make block right here. Go over to this. Our files done downloading? They are. So we will CP from home, Tyler downloads evidence. So when we download it, dot, clear, ls, and final. Oh, maybe I should move it into the right folder though. Unzip evidence. All right, there we go. We have our evidence on our machine. If you're following along on YouTube and I went too fast for you, just go ahead and pause the video, download the evidence, unzip it, and then we will be ready to go. Let me jump back over to block and we will see this. Our first question is, what is the username of the first person who accessed our server? We're probably going to get that from the Wireshark packet capture, so we can check that out. But while we do our notes, let's go ahead and just add each one of these questions to our notes. I think that'd be a good way to do it. So we can say like H2 maybe, and we'll drop our questions in there. So what is the username of the person who accessed our server? Can I see this on the side? How do I show? We can turn it off for Notion. Notion's already dark mode. All right, anyways, this will be fine. So we have our scenario. We have what is the username, and let's go ahead and dive into things. So if we go over to our terminal, we'll just clear, so we jump up at the top, and we have our 2 files. We have the LSASS.dump file, and we have the PCAP traffic file. And because we want to know the username of the first person who accessed our server, this question's pretty easy. We should just be able to open up the traffic in Wireshark. And okay, here we go. Here's Wireshark did it. Okay, it has everything encrypted. Beautiful. Making sure it doesn't go from the last time I did this, but here is our file. And when we look at this, even if you're brand new to Wireshark and you don't know too much about what is going on, you likely are able to answer this question just by looking at this. What's the user that authenticated? Well, we see a user right there called mrealman. That's probably a pretty good guess. So let's go ahead and jump over to TryHackMe and see if that's the right answer. And it is. So in our notes, let's go ahead and document this. We'll say open PCAP in Wireshark, note the name. And we'll go like that, go over to here. Let me go ahead and open Flameshot. Oh, I don't have Flameshot installed. Let me go ahead and install Flameshot real quick. Sudo app install Flameshot. If you're wondering what that is, it is the tool I use for taking screenshots, but this VM right here is relatively new, so it doesn't have a whole lot of my tools. So we'll go ahead and get Flameshot installed. Super easy to install on Linux, as you can see. Now we'll just go ahead and open up Flameshot. And Flameshot is there. We'll open up our PCAP capture right here. And I'd like to just take screenshots of what we found. So there it is right there, our username. We can go ahead and put a red box around it so we know where it's at, and we will copy that, jump over to our notes, and paste the image in there. So far, so good. We have the first question complete. Pat yourself on the back. Congratulations. Let's go ahead and keep on going through it. What is the password of the user in question 1? So that's our next question. Let's jump over to our notes, and we will answer that one next. So what is the password of the user in question 1? Well, this one we can likely find in the LSASS dump file. Now, if you don't know what that is, we always can do ChatGPT. Let me go ahead, switch over to me in case I need to authenticate. All right, there we go. So ChatGPT does a good job of explaining this stuff in simple terms. So explain in simple terms what an LSASS.dump file is. So it contains a memory dump of the LSASS process, is where we can get some hashes and possibly clear text passwords. It's a critical part of Windows that handles security-related tasks like managing user logins, password changes, and access tokens. So why is it important? Well, this file can contain sensitive information such as passwords in a readable format. That's why I said, hey, we're looking for passwords. LSASS dump is where we want to look. This is why it is a target for hackers. If they can get their hands on this file, they might be able to extract passwords and other security information from it. So with that as our context, let's go ahead and jump over to that. We'll just change this to terminal. We have this LSASS dump file right there. We could just like mouse pad that, and I want to go ahead and just drop. Oh, hey, let's just go like this. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No, don't. I think I need to use Impacket on it. Okay, well, I broke it. Okay, let's use, I think it's Impacket Get Secrets, right? We will check. Reading LSASS dump. Oh man, my nose. So with LSASS, we should just be able to read it once we get it on our machine. Let's see. I don't remember having to do much with this. Maybe it's PyCats? That's going off memory. Let me check PyCats. Yes, I think this is what I'm looking for. Blah, blah, how do we use it? I think it's installed by default on Kali. If not, you can install it. Okay, let's just see. All right, what can we do on here? We can pass it LSA. Yep, that's what we want to do. So, cats, can I help on that? Mini dump, and then we should be able to read that file. So let's try that again. LSA, mini dump, LSASS. Boom, I was right. Good job, Tyler. You're welcome. Let me go ahead and just grab all of this after we dumped it, and I just want to add this to Notion. Just so we have all this information in one spot that will be easy for us to search through. So let's go ahead and grab this. Oh, I went too high. And we'll copy. Oh, let's go to here. And I think what we'll do is we'll make a new page inside, and we'll just call this the LSASS dump. code block, plain text, full width. All right, there we go. Took me a second, but we got it. So we have the file there. We can look through it. But let's go ahead and document our steps. So what do we have to do that? Well, in order to read the LSASS file, you need to use PyCats, right? And we can just add a code block of the syntax, just so if this comes up in the future, we have the syntax right there, right? And then we have it there. Now we need to get the password of the user mrealman. So if we can go over to this dump file, oh, we should see it right there. We have mrealman, and we have his username, and we have his NT hash. We should be able to crack that. I don't think we have any clear text credentials for him from what I can see. We can jump through, make sure I'm not missing anything. Yep, so we do have his hash. Let's go ahead and grab this hash. We'll go over to our terminal, and we'll nano mrealman hash.text, paste it in there, hashcat-h. What we need to get is the hash mode for NTLM, and the way I like to do that is I just do -h for the help in hashcat, and I just grep for what I'm looking for, so I can try that. And that's not going to work, of course. All right, let's just see if it'll do it on its own. Can I just pass it the hash? It might automatically detect it. Or not. Do I even have the right hash? I don't think I have the right hash. Let me jump back over to Notion. And this is what I meant to grab. What one did I grab? Did I grab the SHA one? I think I did. Let's try this one instead. Okay, there's what I'm looking for. Oh, all right. Let me show you why I missed that when I was doing it my grepping way. It wasn't case insensitive, so it was looking for NTLM in lowercase. If I was smart, this is what I would have done: hashcat-h grep/I for case insensitive, and then if we would have searched for NTLM, it would have come up, right? 1000, what we're looking for. So I think it's hashcat-m 1000 mrealman. And then for the wordless and hashcat, I get this and John the Ripper confused whether you have to specify -w or you just throw the wordless in. So let's just try throwing the wordless in first. And that did not work. So maybe I need to do -w for wordless. Okay. What's wrong with my syntax? Anyone know? M1000, I have that right. Then I pass it my word list. I don't think I need the W. All hashes, okay. Oh. No. Let's try this then. Try it a slightly different way. I'll just pass it the hash directly. Try mode 5600. Okay. All hashes found as POP file and are empty entries. Use show to display them. I don't think so. Oh, it already cracked it, guys. What? So it already cracked it, apparently. Was it maybe from the when I first did this room? When I did it, that's when it cracked it? I bet that's what it was. Like it already had it saved or something. But it looks like it did crack it. Yeah, it was in memory from the last one. That's exactly what was going on. So if you were following along in your own, this syntax, I believe, would have done it for you. But because I shared with you guys, I did this like a week or 2 weeks ago when I first did the room. Now I'm trying to go through it like without looking at any walkthroughs or anything. It already saved it from the first time I did it. But that is the syntax in order to crack it, the 1000. And then it was in the pot file. So it was saved in memory of Hashcat, and it was Blockbuster 1. So we'll go ahead and just grab our syntax here, just so we have it for our notes. And yes, let's go back over to this. We can pull the NTLM hash from the LSASS dump, crack it with Hashcat. Like so, and don't make a new mistake. We have the password of Blockbuster 1. So note to self, if you get that error, it's because you already cracked the hash at some point in time. And it's never actually happened to me, to be honest. But yeah, it's in the pop file. We are good. So we cracked it with Hashcat. We have the user. So what is the password of the user? Well, we have it right there, Blockbuster 1. So let's jump back over to TryHackMe, and we'll go ahead and type in our answer. All right, what is the flag that the first user got access to? Now, both of these questions I actually did a lot faster than I just did them now when I was going through the challenge live. These are really easy questions for me. Was able to figure them out rather quickly. This is when I got stuck, and I was like, how do I decrypt the SMB stuff? Because the SMB, as you're going to see, is encrypted. So we have like mRealman, right? He makes this connection here. We can see some of that stuff in clear text. But once we get down to the actual SMB request that he's using, it's all encrypted. We can't decrypt it. It's encrypted SMB3. And so we have to figure out how to decrypt it. And doing some Googling, we'll see if I can find the same article I found when I was doing this before. Let's type decrypt SMB v2 in Wireshark. This might be the one I was looking at. Here's another one that I was looking at. But this is where I got stuck. This took me a long time, and I bet it's going to take me a long time again because I was confused on everything that I needed. Once I started taking good notes, I was able to figure it out. Let me just skim through this article. Yeah, so it has a session key, but this doesn't actually work. It's an encrypted session key. So I tried that, and yep, that doesn't work. That doesn't decrypt it. Yeah, so this is what you need in order to decrypt it. We need all of these things: the user's password NTLM hash, the user's domain, the user's username, that. So let's go ahead and get this question typed into our notes. I think it was H2. We'll do that. In order to do this, we need to decrypt the SMB to traffic. And we'll drop a link to the article that we're looking at right now. Right? And so what do we need? Here's what we need. I'm just going to put this in a code block. All right. Now, to answer these questions, we do have the user's password and NTLM hash. Matter of fact, we have both of them. So let's just type in the user's password here. We have Blockbuster1. The user's domain, I think, was just workgroup. The user's username is mRealman. All right, now we have a few things here that we need to grab. If we open up Wireshark, I think we can get this from the initial connection, possibly. Let's see, here's my initial connection, packet 11 here. And if we go to SMB2, so SMB header, we have a few pieces of information here, nothing super helpful for us yet. Is it flags? No, not flags. Session ID, maybe. Nope, not session ID. Oh, maybe session setup request is what we need to find. And then our session setup requests, we have the security blob. That's not helpful for us. The hash isn't really helpful for us. Let's go to security mode, maybe. Nope, not security mode. Capabilities, nope. Not capabilities, security blob. Nope, I don't think this. Where was this at? Obviously not great with Wireshark, if you can't tell. All right, let me jump around. I'm pretty sure it's here somewhere, the information that we need. If we jump back, we need NT proof string, key exchange key, and the encrypted session key, which if we look back at our article, I think he showed one of these when he was going for the session key. Right here. The encrypted SMB3 data, somehow, blah, blah. So one of the quests were to start with even possible session key in the packet. Edit, preferences, protocols, SMB. Oh, so that's just in the packet right there. So is that after the initial authentication? Possibly. Oh yeah, I do mean SMB3. Good catch. Let me correct my notes. All right. Is it here? Session ID. Signature. Setup response. See, I told you guys I get stuck on this. This took me a long time when I was doing this. To remember, well, not to remember. The first time I did it was just me stumbling through it. It's not that. All right, here's the encrypted one. Is the session ID, is that what we're looking for? No. Yep, none of that's going to be helpful to us. Interesting. I thought it was back here. All right, chat. Where's it at? Any of you guys have guesses what I'm missing? Oh, wait. No. I already looked at this, right? Freaking A. Maybe I won't be releasing a video on this room. So I don't feel like staying up that late. Wouldn't that info be in the SMB3 protocol later on? I don't know, dude. Would it? Here's our next user. See, I think I see it here for them. We have some information there that's interesting to us. Let's go back to our user. I think it's at that initial authentication, but I might be wrong. This user right here. Let me just close out all this freaking craziness I have open. I thought it was down here. Session key. All right, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. So it's right here. It's freaking in front of my face. I'm blind. All right, let's go ahead and get this. So our encrypted session key anyways, that encrypted session key is this. Right, so we can go ahead and copy the value. All right, the key exchange key, I think, is what we're going to end up calculating. But the NT proof string, I don't remember what the frick that is. Let's see if he explains it. All right. Can be calculated but not needed as it is present in the PCAP. Yeah. Where's it at in the PCAP? So we have all this stuff, right? Yeah. Decrypting, blah, blah. I don't think it's called NT proof string in the Wireshark. Is it? Oh, you think it's in the response? I don't think that's what it's actually called, is NT proof string or whatever. Let me this is the same freaking thing I opened. Where'd you say it's at? Under NTLM v2 response section. Oh, you mean here? Oh, NTLM v2 response is what it is in Wireshark. Gotcha. Did you guys see it? I'm guessing I'm staring right the frick at it and I don't see it. NTLM service provider, LAM, NTLM response. Is this what I'm looking for? That seems very long. I don't think that's what we're looking for. Looking at my other notes from when I did this to see if I can freaking work out what I'm looking for. It starts with 1.6. Oh, it is right there. Really? It's not that whole thing though. So it is this. It is the response, but it's not the whole thing. It only goes up to C14. But how would you know what goes up to C14? I must have figured that out. Oh, here it is. It is called NT proof string, guys. Now y'all see why I had such a hard time doing this. It's very confusing, at least for me. You guys are probably smarter than me, but it's confusing for me. So with that, I think if I remember right, in that blog post, there's like a script that we can use. Let me go ahead and look at this. Yeah, here's a script, but it's freaking in Python too. So convert Python 3. Let's see if GPT can come to the rescue, because I'm not going to do it. So it accepts our user, our domain, our password, NT proof string, key, and verbose. If we want it to do verbose, creates an NT. Oh, it hashes the password. Why do we need the password? We could just pass it the hash, I'd assume, right? But it takes our password and then just hashes it to calculate the key. All right. Let's go ahead and grab that, and we will give it a shot, shall we? Nano, please work.py. All right, so we need to pass it our user of mrealman, our domain of workgroup, our password of blockbuster1, our NT proof string of something. Wait, where's my notes? Right here. Right here. And our key, our encrypted session key of this. All right, and then we cross our fingers and we hope it works. All right, we at least got something. Let's go ahead and document our note. So we will go ahead and cat out, please work. All right. Come on. And we'll copy that. Switch back over to our notes here. And we will say, with this, can use this script to decrypt it. The script in the blog is Python 2, but this is converted to Python 3. And we'll make another new tab for that just so we don't fill up the thing, and I don't want to do that. Crypt script. That rhymes. Okay. So we have our decrypt script there, and I just want to drop in the syntax, how we ran it, showing that we did get the key. If we scroll up, here it is. All right, so we have the random SK. Now, I think with that, we can decrypt the data there, and we're able to see the flag that they eventually got to. And I don't remember how to do that, so let's see if I can remember how. Is it file? No. Analyze? No. I think it's edit, preferences, protocols, SMB 2, I think is where you have to do it at. Is there an SMB? No, SMB 2. Secret session keys for decryption. And we can do a plus. Do I offer one-on-one courses or coaching or lessons? Does it look like I'd be able to teach you? I'm freaking stumbling my way through how to do this. But no, I do some coaching at a donate what you can rate over in the HackSmarter Discord. So if you're not part of HackSmarter, come join. Hacksmarter.org is our website. If you go there, you should be able to get to the thing. But okay, what we need is our session ID and our session key. Did we get the session ID? I don't think so. We have the session key, but we don't have the session ID. Okay, we still need that information. So let's wait to do that. Just close that out and we'll go back to our user. And is our session ID is there, but we need to convert this. So let me go ahead and, can I decode it? No. Okay, copy, value, go to my good friend. I don't think it works if you do that. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. First, remove the 0x to get the raw hex value. Separate these byte pairs of columns for Wireshark. Oh no, I don't think that's how it would be. I think it's just this one would be sufficient. Let's try it. We'll see if I'm right. So we'll go file or edit, preferences, protocols, SMB 2, edit, add, session ID, and our session key, which is going to come from our notes. That's what we just got, this right here. Okay. Okay. That sucks. And it didn't work. All right. Maybe my session, no, that's the same session ID. What did I do wrong? Anyone know what I just did wrong? Because I think that should work. Look back over at my notes. Okay, and we did 41. I think maybe my session ID was wrong. I think I formatted it incorrectly, I'm guessing. SMB 2 edit. Oh, I think it needs to be flipped around. So it's actually 41 first, and then the rest. Let me see. I think this is what it needs to be. I'm almost certain. Let's see. It decrypted it. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and save that for our notes. So we can say like, all right, with this information, we need to decrypt the traffic. The only other piece we need is the session ID. Which, yes, Indian, you're right, Indian, which you can get from Wireshark. So let's just show that conversion process here. So if we pull up our notes, what it looked like initially, if we jump back over to this, we have our session ID right here, right? So we will, maybe I'll just grab a screenshot of this, might be the easiest way to follow it. Right? So that becomes, oh, we had it here. All right, so man, a lot of questions just to answer that, or a lot of steps. Now that we have that done, we have the session ID in the proper format. Now we go to decrypt, file, edit, protocols, SMB2. And then we'll just drop a screenshot of what that looks like. File, or which edit, freaking said it wrong in my steps. Protocols, SMB2, edit, there we go. That's a lot of steps there. And that's, guys, that took me probably like, I mean, it took me a while this time, and I already did it once, but the first time I did it, that took me a very long time to get all those pieces fit together. But I learned a lot through the process. Now it should be relatively easy to grab the flag. Gonna close this out since we're done with that. We can go to File, I think Export Objects, SMB, and we have this client CSV. We can go ahead and save that to block. And if we go over to this, cat, whatever that is. And we have all these names as well as our flag, SMB decrypting, who could have thought. And then we have our flag right there. So we'll go ahead and, oh, need to document my steps. So how do we do that? We did file, export object SMB. To get the flag, file, export object SMB. And we'll drop that information in there. But because this is going to be, I'm going to drop this right up when I drop this standalone video. So I'll go ahead and redact the flag. Obviously, you're watching the video, you have it yourself, but always encourage people, do the room yourself. Just grabbing flags or TryHackMe is going to help you learn. Even if you're following a walkthrough, go through the muscle memory of going through the full steps yourself, and you learn a lot better that way. But let's go ahead and grab our flag, and we can drop it in there. All right, now basically we just have to do the same thing again to get this user. So let's go ahead and grab the username of the second person who accessed the server, shellstrop, and we'll go ahead and grab that question, drop it over in our notes. All right, this one will be really easy to do. We have the username right there. We'll use Flameshot. We'll grab a screenshot of that packet, highlight their name, and we are good. All right, so shellstrop. shellstrop. What is the hash of the user? So we can go ahead and get that information from the LSASS dump that we already have. shellstrop. And there is their hash right there. Whoops. And I guess we'll grab a screenshot of that. So here's shellstrop. Here's their hash. Oh, I'm in my notes. Grab the question. All right, what is the hash of the user? We have that information. But I'm dumb and didn't save it. Don't know why it stops copying when I do that, but we'll go ahead and copy. Switch back over to TryHackMe and drop the hash in there. Fingers crossed. There we go. All right, drink of water. Would be an interesting project to automate all this. Yeah, it would be. And you could automate it, right? Because it's all like both the steps are going to be the same. Although I think let's try to crack this hash, but I don't think you can actually crack this hash. We can give it a shot though. We'll copy that. I think I already had it copied. Go over to our terminal and we can do hashcat mode 100 or 1000 rather. User share wordless rocku.txt. And it exhausts, so we can't actually crack the hash. What we can do is first, do I have code on here? I do. All right, sweet. Let's go ahead and open up Visual Studio Code and let's look at our pleasework.py script. Yeah, I trust myself. Sure, install. That's fine. Go back to pleasework.py though. All right, so if we stolen from Impacket, I love it. At least I give credit where credit is due. What's interesting about this is, can you freaking stop? What's interesting about this, also let me turn on word wrap, is it asks for the password, but all it's doing with the password, right, is creating a hash of it. If I'm understanding this correctly. calculate the random session key by decrypting blah, blah. So it's just taking the password and hashing it. So since we don't have the password, could we not just change that so it accepts a hash? Is there anything I'm going to break as far as functionality goes? I don't think so. So it's taking the password, encoding it, hash one, and then it's passing it the hash. What if I just change this to this? Like so. Would that work? Can I just dump it the hash now? Oh, does it need an MD4 hash? Oh, not an NTLM hash, yeah. Good call. Thank you for pointing that out. So I do have the MD4 hash, I'm pretty sure, and LSASS dumps usually have those anyways. Or maybe they don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't have that. My computer would scroll. Right, so we have her there. So can I do it in any way with the NTLM hash, do you guys think? So I don't think we're going to get MD4. Because it is using the MD5 hash. Do I have GitHub Copilot? I don't. Not on this machine. All right, let me just ask GPT. Fast forward it. Is there any way I can just accept the NTLM hash instead of the password? Okay, this approach will work because the NTLM hash is a result of hashing the password. You can skip the hashing step. Oh, that's what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was going to do. I was just, well, you guys saw how I was going to do it. I'd assume the way I was going to do it would work. And all this is doing, the updated script is just adding the option, which I like that better anyway. So we'll just do that. I think that would work. Okay, but we still need to gather all of the information that we need on that user, which is what takes me the freaking longest. I don't know why it takes me so long. So let's go back over to block. And I'm just going to grab this information right there. And we'll say, well, I'll eventually go back through and answer the question that I'm actually answering. But here is all the information that we need. So it says user's password or NTLM hash. And we do have their NTLM hash. If we jump back over to the TryHackMe room, it is right here, which will work for this. Just like I was thinking, user's domain is workgroup. Our user's name is eShellStrop. Our NT proof string key, exchange key. Okay, so we need this and we need this. So let's jump back over to Wireshark. Not Visual Studio Code, Wireshark. And on this packet right here, packet 82, I think it was security blob right here. NTLM response, here's that string. So we'll go ahead and copy this value. Jump back over to here, and here's that value right there. And now we just need our encrypted session key, which I'm sure I just saw and I'm blind. There it is. So we'll copy this value. All right, so I think we have all the information that we need for this. Let's give this a shot. Python, please work.py. Our user is, I already forgot her name, eShellstrop. Our domain is workgroup. Our nh hash is right here. Our nt proof string. All right, our key. We are getting closer, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful. All right, let's go back over to our notes, though, and make sure we document what the heck we're doing. Sometimes the documentation part is the most difficult part. So let's grab this, go here, and we'll drop this as our question. And actually, let's just jump up here. Okay, that's cool. There we go. Need to follow the same steps, but modify the script so it accepts a hash instead of a password. And we can just drop the script here. We'll go to Visual Studio, grab it, and we'll do a new page. Modified script. Python, yep, that's all good. And we'll just drag our modified script right there. So it's easy to access. And now with that information, we are able to go ahead and grab that key to decrypt it. We'll grab our syntax there. My goodness. The Flame said, just realized NTLM is unsalted MD4, Windows at its finest. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I kind of realized that too. Overthinking it. But there we go. We have our SK. Now what we need is the session ID, right? In Endian. Let me do that real quick. If we go, I think it's this session right here. If we scroll up, session ID is here. Value, convert this. I think I said that right. Yep, that's what I'm looking for. Copy that. And now, if we go to Wireshark, edit, preferences, protocols, SMB, v2, edit, add, and then our session key. Cross your fingers. Okay. Decrypted. Beautiful. File, export, SMB. This one right here. Save. Save. No password, no problem. And we have our final flag. My goodness. Chase, I'm a bit drunk and needed something like this to pass out to. Thanks. You're welcome, my friend. Always trying to provide a good service. But that room is not easy, y'all. That was the second time I did it, and I still found it confusing, but learned a lot through it. What is the flag that our user got access to? We can go ahead and grab that so we can complete the room. Copy that, jump over to here, paste it in. But let's go ahead and see if there's anything else we need to document here. So once we have all this information, literally follow the same steps as the first user once you have this information. And here's our flag right there. We'll just do redacted. And we did it. Gosh, I almost need to do that room a third time, guys, just so I can fully get all of the concepts in my mind, because for some reason it's very confusing for me to work through it. Like this part right here is confusing, and I just need more practice with Wireshark. Like I've done all the basic Wireshark stuff on TryHackMe, but I don't do Wireshark for my job at all. So I just need to get more practice with Wireshark, and I bet for someone with like good Wireshark experience, this would be an easy room. But I think the medium rating on TryHackMe is a good rating for this room. And hey, for those of you watching now or even watching after the fact, what I'll do when I post a standalone video is I'll drop my full notes right here so anyone and everyone can use them. Add them to your own notes as you work through things so you can keep these tricks up your sleeve. And so I'll share these right now with all of you who are watching live. And then for after the fact on YouTube, if you're watching this as a standalone video on YouTube and I did not drop a link to these notes in the description of the video, yell at me in the comments because it means I forgot. And there's always a good chance I forgot, and I will be sure to drop those. But let me go ahead and publish these notes. We will click View Site and make sure everything looks good. We have all the information here. Let me turn off Dark Reader for this because it's already going to be dark. We have all our information, our decrypt script, everything is saved right here in Notion. Beautiful. For those of you watching live, if you want to check out the notes, I will drop it right there. It should go to all of the platforms. Nevo said, check out Chris Gear's Udemy course. He is really good. All right, let's check it out right now before we sign off with the YouTube people. As additional learning, Chris Gear, Udemy, Wireshark, if I could spell. Yes, I'm a human. I've seen this guy. Was he on David Bombal talking about packet analysis? I'll have to check out his course. I remember seeing him talk on David Bombal. Only $10.99 too. Yeah, for the Get Started with the Wireshark. I need to do that. That'll be good. Thank you, Nephos. Appreciate it. But all right, for all of you watching after the fact on YouTube, hopefully you enjoyed stumbling through this challenge with me. If you got stuck, that's okay. I got stuck as well. I even got stuck the freaking second time I did the challenge. But when I go through a room and it's very confusing to me or a challenge, I always try to do it more than once, which I know sounds a little bit silly, but I think we have this habit. When we go through a difficult challenge on TryHackMe or Hack the Box or Pwn Labs, you name your room as we go through it. And then once we're done with the room or the challenge, we just want to be done to say we completed it and we check it off of our list. But look, if the challenge was confusing, the best thing that you can do is go through it at least another time. Make sure you take good notes. Your notes serve kind of like your second brain. So when you discover something like this again, I can pull up my notes. So for me, the next time I need to decrypt SMB v3 or I am looking at something similar, I can pull up these notes and think, hey, I already did this. I have a script for decrypting it. I have my notes right there, and I can copy from my notes in order to complete the challenge or the work, whatever I'm doing, a little bit easier without having to do all the research I've already done. So hopefully you found this encouraging. Hopefully you learned something in the process, and thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.